P. Diddy's limousine pulled up to the grim gates of New York State Penitentiary. Gone were the flashing lights and velvet ropes. This was it, the slammer. He stepped out, his designer jumpsuit feeling awfully out of place. A chorus of whistles and catcalls erupted from the exercise yard. "Yo, it's Puffy!" yelled a voice. Diddy tried to smile, but it felt more like a grimace. Inside, the air hung thick with despair and cheap disinfectant. The guard behind the bulletproof glass pointed a stubby finger. Processing. "Next," he barked. Diddy shuffled forward, clutching a single Louis Vuitton bag, his only luxury in this concrete jungle. They took his prints, his clothes, his dignity. Stripped bare, he felt a shiver run down his spine. This wasn't a music video. This was his life now. The cell was tiny, cramped, and smelled faintly of stale cigarettes and fear. A single cot, a metal toilet, and a flickering light bulb. "Welcome to the big house, Diddy." The first night was the worst. The clanging bars, the muffled sobs, the constant threat of violence hanging in the air. Sleep was impossible. He spent the night tossing and turning, his mind racing. The next morning, he was jolted awake by a booming voice. "Yo, Puffy, you gonna eat that?" A mountain of a man with a shaved head and a goatee stood over him, eyeing his breakfast tray. Diddy, not wanting to start his prison career with a black eye, relinquished his grits with a nervous smile. "Thanks, man," the giant chuckled. "Name's Big Tony. You need anything, you let me know." Diddy nodded, realizing that even in this concrete jungle, alliances were key to survival. Life in prison settled into a harsh routine. Breakfast at dawn, followed by endless hours of yard time where rival gangs eyed each other with suspicion. Diddy, with his fame and fortune, was a curiosity, a target for shakedowns and taunts. But Diddy, ever the hustler, found ways to adapt. He used his charm to win over some of the tougher inmates. He organized poker games using ramen noodles as chips. He even started a rap workshop, teaching his fellow inmates how to spit rhymes instead of insults. One day, during a particularly brutal game of basketball, Diddy found himself face to face with Tiny, the leader of the most feared gang in the prison. Tiny, a man who could bench press a small car, snarled at Diddy. "You think you're too good for us, Puffy?" Diddy, his heart pounding, took a deep breath. "Nah, man," he said, holding Tiny's gaze. "We're all just trying to survive in here. We're all just trying to find our way back to the world." Something in Diddy's eyes, a flicker of shared humanity, resonated with Tiny. He grunted and slapped Diddy on the back. "You got heart, Puffy," he said. "Don't lose it." As weeks turned into months, Diddy discovered an unexpected resilience within himself. He wasn't P. Diddy, the hip-hop mogul, anymore. He was just another face in the crowd, stripped of his fame and fortune, and in a strange way, it was liberating. He started writing again, pouring his experiences, his fears, his hopes into his rhymes. He wrote about the harsh realities of prison life, the camaraderie, the violence, the despair. He wrote about the friends he'd made, the lessons he'd learned, the man he was becoming. One evening, during a talent show organized by the inmates, Diddy took to the makeshift stage. Armed with nothing but a microphone and his words, he unleashed a torrent of rhymes that echoed through the cell block. He rapped about his journey, from the penthouse to the big house, from the heights of fame to the depths of despair. He rapped about redemption, about second chances, about the power of hope in the darkest of places. When he finished, a hush fell over the crowd. Then a slow clap began, spreading until the entire cell block erupted in thunderous applause. For the first time since arriving at this concrete purgatory, Diddy felt a glimmer of hope. He might be down, but he wasn't out. He was still P. Diddy, and he was ready to fight for his future, one rhyme at a time.